Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I am coming to you today with a review for How to Get Away with Murder, Season 5, Episode 3. So, I'm tired today, you guys. I was up till like 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't even really know why. I was just up. Had to be at work today, so now I'm exhausted. But it's good. I got my budget in, actually turned it in yesterday, so I was ahead of it, which never ever happens. And my supervisor is off today. That was one of the reasons why we get to get it in early. And so, hey, I'm lit. Lit and sleepy. So we're going to get through this video so we can get started on our weekend. Let's get to it, shall we? So it turns out that Annalise did go dancing with Steen after that conversation she had with Real Nice Nate, where she had to go and shake off some of her nerves. You guys remember he told her last week that he still had the files. She was just like, why do you still have Denver's files? Are you trying to take me down? He was like, nope, not trying to do that. I was just like, boy, it was good at one time. Real Nice Nate and Annalise can never keep their friendship on track. So now I think we're about to be back on the outs. He tells her that he's just trying to help Bonnie, that she deserves to know. And Annalise was like, no, she does not need to know that. She don't want to know that, okay? He was like, maybe we can get the baby back, and she was just like, that baby probably was sold on the street for smack, okay? The sister was a no-good druggie. Yeah, what is best that they don't even get themselves involved with this. So Annalise is mad at Real Nice Nate for even bringing all of that up. So the next morning we see that Michaela, she's in bed hungover, okay? Still upset that she and Steen don't go together no more, okay? Laurel comes in there. She tells her, from now on, we just gonna concentrate on us doing the right thing, and focus on our abstinence. But it's hard to do that when Asher is always around. Okay, poor Asher. He's at the house. He's not involved in the program or anything anymore. He's kind of out flailing over at the DA's office. So he's there ashering, is what I like to call it, getting on everybody's nerves. And speaking of the DA got the permanent position. He is the DA now for where they are. Where are they? In Philadelphia, I believe. Is that where they are? Anyway, he's the DA. Now it's time to celebrate. And what better way to celebrate than to let everybody know that he and Bonnie are an item. Okay, so he has the paperwork from the HR department. You know what? Let's go public. Let everybody know. Okay, I said, look at old Bonbon. Child Bonbon is really about to have a shot at happiness. Y'all know it ain't gonna last. Now, Annalise and Real Nice Nate, even though they're a little upset with each other, they still working on this case with his father. And she's trying to get him prepared for this psych evaluation that is going to come up before they can get approved to try the case, or try the insanity plea that they want to try. So he's like, fine. You know what? He's up to it. He's of strong, sound mind and body now. Looks good, all shaved up and cleaned up. He just wants to get this show on the road so he can get out and, go to sleep on Real Nice Nate's couch. And Annalise just kind of looks over at Real Nice Nate. She doesn't say anything, but when they leave, she's like, now, why does your father think that he's about to be on your couch? Okay, you know good and damn well that when he, even if we do win this case, he is going to a mental facility. And Real Nice Nate was like, yeah, I ain't got around to telling him that, but I'll give you a deal. I'll tell my dad if you tell Bonnie. Okay, Annalise was like, don't start up with that. Bonnie does not need to know anything about that, and you have no right to be bringing up this trauma in her life. Okay, so now Annalise is real annoyed with Real Nice Nate. I was just like, oh. It ain't gonna work out, y'all. Now we see Fine Ass Frank. I'm assuming he's on the phone with the one. And he's telling them how he's been all through Gorgeous Gabe Jackson. That's his new name, y'all. We might shorten it up to GGJ when I don't feel like saying the whole name. But yeah, Gorgeous Gabe Jackson, I'm going to settle on that one. He doesn't see anything in his computer. While he's on the phone, Oliver walks up, so he gets off, and Oliver confronts him about the whole flip phone situation and how he noticed that the old Gorgeous Gabe Jackson had a flip phone as well. So now, are you doing some sort of checkup on old Gorgeous Gabe Jackson? Fine Ass Frank was like, no, I'm not. Okay, let me show you what I am doing. So he goes and shows how he does background checks on all of Annalise's students. Well, Oliver did not know that. Well, you probably shouldn't know it because you're not one of her damn students. Fine Ass Frank tells him that's all it was about. And I guess he has managed to awaken the inch-high private eye in Oliver, although he was trying to throw him off the track. Please let this be the thing that gets Oliver killed. Now, the firm, they're planning on meeting with their next potential billionaire client. Okay, Ruth. Ruth has a burger stand. I imagine it's on the scale of a McDonald's. Real big company, and they want to sign her on as a client. You know what? Michaela had worked for them when she was in high school. So when the partner is telling them all about it, and hopefully they can get her on, Michaela offers her services. She can be of help. Now, Gorgeous Gabe Jackson is listening, is like, why are we thinking about representing this company? There's a boycott going on. And Michaela was like, so who cares about a boycott when it's billions of dollars on the line? The partner reminds them that the money that we get from these companies is the money that runs this firm. So we don't need to forget that. Michaela says, well, you know what? She's pumped. She's going to help out the best way that she can. And the partner takes her up on that offer. Annalise is in her office. You know, her and Steen, they in a good place again. So Steen bring her burger in there. You know, Annalise take a bite. Say it tastes like ass. Said ass, Annalise. I mean, just no couth, child. Just none. Anyway, the partner comes in there and he wants Annalise to go to a meeting, like a lunch with Ruth, the CEO. And Annalise was like, I can't do it. I got something to do. All right. So she weasels out of it. But the partner looks at Steen and says, okay, since she can't come, you going. Steen don't have much of a choice. So Annalise comes out of her office, and just as Oliver is asking Connor, did he know that Annalise does background checks on the students, you know, Connor was like, yeah, I'm trying to figure out why is that a big deal. I honestly just don't understand. Okay, but whatever. They can't talk about it, though, because Annalise comes out there and lets them know that, hey, we got this insanity plea that we're trying to argue, so you guys have to go and find any evidence that Real Nice Nate Daddy you know, had some mental instabilities, whatever you can in his file. We don't want to fail him like he was failed back in his original trial. After she puts the kids to work, you know, she tells Laurel, you know what, I need a little baby time. Can you put me on the list so I can go down to the baby, to the daycare and see him? And Laurel was like, I already put your name on the list. You can go and see him anytime you want. Okay, I was like, girl, you sure that's what you want? Child, you know you and Annalise just recently got chummy, child. Don't get too comfortable. As a matter of fact, when Annalise went in there and was playing with the baby, she even says, you know, I might just have to steal you out of here. I was like, we gonna put that in the memory bank, okay? Because something like that is definitely coming down the pike. I can feel it already. Anyway, while she's there playing with the baby, though, she's having flashbacks of, you know, a time when she was representing Bonnie in court, a young Bonnie, a troubled, you know, hurt, a fractured, really broken Bonnie, talking about her father and how he said that he was going to kill her and her sister and burn their bodies up. I mean, the father's a real winner, you guys. Annalise brings up the fact that, you know, could she have been maybe having a hysterical pregnancy, which I believe is when someone makes up a pregnancy that isn't real. After all, Bonnie never saw her baby, but Bonnie says, you know, she did not lie about her baby. Even though she never saw it, she knew that she was definitely pregnant. Now, jumping over to Real Nice Nate, we see him looking up Bonnie's sister, Julie, who is not a twin, by the way. Everybody assumed last week that she was a twin sister. Annalise never said that she was a twin sister. She just said her sister. But anyway, Julie is the sister. She's not a twin. He's looking it up, and he finds that she is in Pottsville, Virginia. So, of course, you know what that means. He is on the road to Pottsville. Back at the DA's office, Bonnie is still trying to figure out if she does or doesn't want to sign this paperwork. So she gives Annalise a call. Annalise was like, hey, how about we go to lunch? And Bonnie was like, okay, shit, I wanted to run a few things by you anyway. So Annalise meets Bonnie later on in the park. While she's waiting there, we see Real Nice Nate. You know, he done already made it to Pottsville, child, and he is taking video of Julie. Now, Julie is real, you know, broke down and scraggly looking. You can tell she hasn't had a good life, might still even be on drugs. She is outside yelling at a teen, a kid that looks like he might be around the age that Bonnie's child might be had that been him. Real Nice Nate takes a video of it and he sends it on to Annalise, and then he calls her. Okay, remember, she's at the park waiting. So he calls her and he says, look at your phone, look at your text messages. So she looks at the video and she was like, where are you? And he was like, I am at Julie's house. Okay. You remember you told me to get proof. This is the proof. And she was just like, that does not necessarily mean that that is the kid. Okay, no, what you need to do is not do anything and get the hell up out of there. Okay, so while she's on the phone with Real Nice Nate, here come Bonnie walking, so she can't talk. Now get out of there. I said don't do nothing. So Bonnie come and sit down, and Bonnie is just telling her how, you know, she just doesn't know for sure she wants to sign this paperwork, and she feels like going public. You know, she still kind of has cold feet about the relationship. Not necessarily cold feet, but she just being extra cautious. And Annalise, even though Annalise is kind of zoning in and out of the conversation, she does tell Bonnie, well, don't let him pressure you into signing anything. And Bonnie says, no, I don't feel pressured. Okay. But she realizes that Annalise is a little off, and she was just like, well, what's the matter, Annalise? You know, why are we here? She was like, you heard that Real Nice Nate is on leave? And Annalise says, yeah, because, you know, they're still working on his daddy's case, you know, so they're still trying to get information for that. I have to tell you guys, I really am loving this new relationship that Bonnie and Annalise have. I mean, just two people that are really jacked up from their past, you know, just forging this friendship. I really do, y'all. It was touching me this whole episode now. Like I told you guys, Oliver is nosy, right? Now, he done hacked into Gorgeous Gabe Jackson's computer, and I was just like, please, Lord, let him be the one in the snow. Everybody keep asking me why I don't like Oliver. I just don't like him. He is just really just ugh. But anyway, the kids are still working on Real Nice Nate's daddy's defense, and they kind of find some proof that he had some manic episodes back in the past. Okay, so maybe they can use that. And this was the first time that I actually got a little leery of old Gorgeous Gabe Jackson. You know, he sits down with Michaela and Laurel, and he actually seems like he's trying to get close to them by letting them know that he also had a fucked up ass mama. And I was just like, trying a little bit too hard, Gorgeous Gabe Jackson, because I'm thinking to myself, like, who goes around and tells that information to people that they recently just met? Okay, they really just only been around each other a couple of weeks, and you start telling all these truths about your mama. Don't nobody care, first of all, and secondly, why you not keeping that close to the vest? That's your mama. So we got to give old GGJ the eye. You know, we gonna keep our good eye on him. Now, next day at the firm, Annalise walks in, and there is Ruth, the CEO. Okay, so she's talking to Annalise, and she tells Annalise how beautiful her hair is, and she's like, can I touch it? And Annalise was like, what the hell are you doing? Y'all, let me tell you, I laughed so hard like that was a comedy skit or something. Annalise was like, bitch, are you fucking crazy? That's the reason why I love this show, because it has these little subtle messages that actually means a whole lot to the black woman. I love Shonda. I know that this is not Shonda's show per se, but I just love the writing of this show, you know, for that. And the lady was like, oh, I'm sorry, I was just saying how nice it was. And Annalise was like, well, you ain't got to touch it to say that. Oh shit, she walked in that damn office and everybody that was out there looking like, oh god, that Annalise about to fuck up the deal. So Steen tells Ruth, you know, come on with me, and Annalise go in her office like, hey, don't touch my hair. Shout out to Solange. So while she's in her office, old Gorgeous Gabe Jackson coming there hotter than fish grease that they are thinking about representing this woman. There's a boycott going on, and Annalise was like, look, honey, she's rich. She has billions of dollars. Okay, the firm needs that money. Okay, that money, no matter where it comes from, it is still there to help the brown and black people that I am going to be representing. So I don't have no problem taking this rich woman's money. Okay, I'm a Robin Hood of sorts. Okay, do you got a problem working with a Robin Hood? Well, I guess not, huh? Gorgeous Gabe Jackson wants this little, you know, he wants to be a part of the group now, so he gonna have to roll with it. She was like, you know what? While you here complaining, make yourself useful. Go down to the DA's office and get a package for me. Okay, so he goes down to the DA's office, and Asher is there. You know, once Asher sees that he's there for Annalise, Asher was like, don't come over here asking me nothing, you know, from the enemy. But Bonnie comes out, and she has the package. Now, Gorgeous Gabe Jackson realizes that that's Bonnie. Okay, he was like, oh, you Bonnie. Okay, Michaela's told me about you. And she was like, well, what is Michaela telling me, you know, about me? You used to work for Annalise. Why you don't work for her no more? I was like, nigga, you sure got you is nosy as fuck. She was just like, first of all, none of your business. Okay, and secondly, get this package to Annalise. She needs it pronto. I was like, Gorgeous Gabe Jackson, honey, you overstepping, poo-poo. Nobody care how cute you are. And you cute as can be, I'll tell you something. After he leaves, and Asher sits down with Bonnie, poor little Asher, like I said, he just kind of flailing everywhere, like, in the water by himself. He get to telling her how he starts thinking about their relationship every now and then and wonders if it would have worked out if he had been smarter, if, he would have been this or would have been that. I was just like, Asher, what are you doing? You ain't thought about Bon Bon none of that time you was with Michaela. Poor Asher, he don't know what to do with himself, and Bonnie doesn't really even entertain him. You're lonely. She's been there for sure. She understands. Hell, I almost feel like Bonnie is still lonely, even though she has a man right now. She doesn't really entertain what he's saying because she knows that nothing is going to come of any of that. And I don't think she wants any of that to happen anyway. But I was like, oh, Miss Winterbottom's getting all the men's. Child, don't it be either feast or famine? Child, it don't be nobody, then everybody wants you all of a sudden. Now, real nice Nate, he goes and tries to pull the wool over his girl's eyes once again and tells her that he needs some more DNA on this kid. And she was like, you act like I don't know what you're doing, and I do know. Okay, at least I know that this ain't for your daddy's case. So if it's not for your daddy's case, then what is it for? Real nice Nate says, I can't tell you that. And she was just like, okay, fine. But let me tell you something. This is the last time I'm doing this for you. I said, it's trouble in paradise with the two, even though I thought they was a cute enough little couple. But you guys know I still want Real Nice Nate and Annalise to hit it off eventually. Now back at the farm, Michaela, she sees Sting coming. Sting was like, child, I guess I'm gonna need some fucking garlic to keep you away from me, huh? And Michaela tells her how she's got this foolproof plan to get Ruth to sign by blackmailing her. Something about when she worked there was some issues with the people signing in or not clocking out or not clocking in for lunch or whatever. Okay, so whatever Michaela's come up with, that could work. And Sting says, well, yeah, but I'm gonna need a whole bunch of proof. Okay, can you get it for me? And Michaela says, I sure can, but I'm gonna need a little time. And she said, you ain't got time. You got till tomorrow morning, because that's when she's gonna make her decision. So get to work, sis. Now, fine as Frank, he goes over to Oliver. Now, he's sick of this. Now, look, you need to stop trying to do background on Gorgeous Gabe Jackson. And Oliver's like, how you know? Okay, well, the hacker has hacked the hacker, so stop it. Oliver's still blown on the fact that, Annalise does background checks. Did you know Laurel? Yeah, Laurel knew. She got chose because of her dad. Wes got chose because Annalise felt guilty. Okay, Connor was like, well, why did I get chose? And fine as Frank says, I'm never going to tell you that anyway. Like I said, stop doing the damn background checks. Laurel was like, well, tell us, is something wrong with Gorgeous Gabe Jackson? Okay, he's sketchy, huh? And he says, no. Like I said, stop the background checks. Now, Annalise and Real Nice Nate, they back down there with Real Nice Nate's daddy, and they are prepping him, getting him ready for the questions that the psych evaluator is going to be asking him. Okay, he's answering with no problems until we get to the point whether or not he knew that killing the person that he killed was wrong. Okay, today, in present mind, where he's sound and is not insane, he knows that it was wrong to kill the person. However, back then, 30 years ago, when you killed him, they said that as he was dying on the ground, you asked for a chocolate slice of cake. And he was like, ain't no way I asked that. And she was like, you did ask it, and you better tell him that that's what you said, because this all rides on the fact that you did not know that you had killed this person before. Okay, and he keep on saying he don't want to say that, he wouldn't say that, he knew it was wrong. And Annalise says, okay, well, I'm just gonna tell you that if you don't say it, then you're gonna spend the rest of your life in jail. Okay, so you better think long and hard about what that answer is gonna be when you talk to that evaluator tomorrow. Now, the next day, the CEO is there, Ruth, and she comes and sits down with the partner and Steen, and she tells him how she had one of her girls, do some research on touching black women's hair. She is never going to do that again. Okay, so we done got that sorry out the way for Steen. Okay, Michaela come rushing in, and Steen just tell her to sit down. Okay, we don't need your information just yet. Okay, but Steen goes on to tell Ruth that, look, you guys got problems at the company. It needs to be a culture shift. The reasons why you have problems is because of you. Okay, the people don't like you. So what you need to do is step down immediately. Okay, and then you're gonna put out a statement saying how you're committed and dedicated to making this company better. Problems come from the top down. Okay, and since you were at the very top, you are going to step down. You're going to be the leader in this cause, and then you are going to hire me as your lead counsel, a black woman. Okay, and she's like, oh, so, I don't think so. And she looks over at the partner and she says, you can't be going along with this. And he says, I am and I will. Okay, especially when you see how your financials is going to jump up immediately after you make this statement. So it looks like they got old Ruthie by the balls. Now, when the meeting is over and Steen is walking to the elevator, Michaela comes rushing after her like, I did all that work for nothing. And Steen was just like, first of all, the fact that you wanted to get somebody to sign by blackmailing, that is not the way to go. Okay, it was dumb, and I just wanted to see what you was going to do about it. Michaela says, well, I was just trying to get whatever needed to be done. And Steen says, yeah, you're right. You got off of your pedestal and you did the work that you needed to do all night long. Okay, I just wanted to see if you was up to it. And look at that, you were. Now Michaela is hopeful. She says, does that mean you like me again? We go together? And Steen says, well, yesterday I hated you on 10. Okay, now I hate you on 8. Okay, well, Michaela will take that. She's happy. Maybe she can get back in good with old Steen. So much for Finance Frank telling Oliver to quit the background check. He's still doing it, and he finds out that the person that Gorgeous Gabe Jackson, he was arrested for beating up somebody. It actually turned out to be his mother's doctor, the man that was prescribing her all of her pills. Okay, so now they're just like, while he has his hacking shit open, Connor comes up and checks in the computer and he finds out that Annalise actually did make a call to get him back in the program. Okay, so now he's upset. I was just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? These kids are so goddamn exhausting. Okay, they get on my damn nerves. I don't know why Annalise continue to coddle these kids when they are so stupid. And as far as Annalise and Real Nice Nate, they are at the psych evaluation with Real Nice Nate's father. And he is in there answering, the best way that he can. And just telling the woman the truth. When it does come to the question if he knew what he was doing was wrong, he says, all I can remember is asking for a piece of chocolate cake. Okay, so he finally gave the answer that needed. Okay, but at the same time, while he's in there talking to the evaluator, Annalise and Real Nice Nate are out in the lobby, and they nervous, his leg is shaking. She trying to calm him down, and she says, you know what, you need to convince me that I should tell Bonnie about Julie and the boy. And he just tells her how she needs to get back what she lost. Annalise says that the girl is happy for the first time. Annalise is not sure if this won't shatter and break her all over again. And Real Nice Nate says, well, that's why she has you, so you can put her back together again. But that's a very large, even Real Nice Nate doesn't realize the scale of how many teeny tiny broken up pieces that Bonnie is. So that's a lot to ask of Annalise, even though he doesn't really know the whole full 100% story. But like I said, Mr. Leahy, Real Nice Nate's daddy, he did the answer like he needed to, so now they can argue the insanity plea. Okay, insanity defense, I should say. So she goes back and tells the students, okay, and everybody is happy. She tells Connor he's going to be her second chair. Well, Connor has a bone to pick with her. I said, here we go. So he follows her into the office, and he was just like, so you just lied to us all the time. I mean, you didn't tell me that you made a call, but you did make a call. And she says, I didn't tell you to make a call. I made a call because I knew you'd be insecure about, how you got back into the program. And he was like, oh, Annalise, I am an adult. I can't take some disappointment. And she was just like, oh, so you were an adult like when you was at my door whining about suicide? I didn't want your damn blood on my hands. And he says, well, why did you do it? Just tell me why you called. Okay, it's always a reason why. And she says, you know what the fucking reason why is? Because I'm out here trying to be Martin Luther damn King. Okay, I'm out here trying to fucking blow up the damn justice system. And he says, and I'm trying to help you. And she says, no, you're not trying to help me. You always a fucking bitch boy. You come in here with your bitch boy problems like everybody else fucking out there. Y'all, you guys want me to be nice one minute, mean the next. That Annalise is fed up with all of them motherfuckers. She's just like, you know what, fuck this. I got one better for you. Okay, she rushed out that damn office and she says, Gorgeous Gabe Jackson, you are now my second chair. And she walked the hell out. I said, what the fuck matter? Does it matter? Okay, do you want to be in the program or not? You obviously know that you worked hard on these cases. Okay, so what is it? I was just like, oh my God, what is wrong with these kids? Every single one of them. They are so tiring. They are just so... So she goes and sits down with the partner. And, the partner's congratulating her on, the start of these class action suits, Mr. Leahy. And she congratulates him on, them signing Ruth Burgers or whatever the name of the company is on. And he tells her that he's going to London. She says, oh, really? Why? And he says, oh, just, got to do a little FaceTime over there. And she says, so it has nothing to do with the misconduct? Okay. Yeah, I did peep out the fact that when I couldn't go to lunch with you, with Ruth, that you hurried up and made Sting go. Is that because you can't be around any of your female clients by yourself? That's when he shuts it down, clams up and says, I can't talk about this legally. And he tells her that she should go. I was just like, what is going on with the partner, y'all? Then we see Gorgeous Gabe Jackson, he's doing research now that he's got Annalise, and now he's got Bonnie Winterbottom's names. He's Googling them, and he finds out about the case when Annalise was in jail. And of course, that brings up information about old Wes. And I was just like, oh, you really gonna manage to get yourself killed now, Gorgeous Gabe Jackson. Because Fine Ass Frank is watching this, and you don't need to be tapping into nothing on Annalise, honey. It's gonna be over for him. And then it's time for Real Nice Nate to let his father know, even after they go through the trial, and if they win, he will not be coming home with Real Nice Nate. Instead, he'll be going to a mental facility, and he is very nervous that all of the progress that he's had with his father is about to be blown in this conversation. But his father was just like, you know what, is it bars on the doors and the windows? Real Nice Nate says no. He says, do I get my own private bathroom? He says, yes. And he says, and the food is pretty good as well. His father was like, well, that's a win for me. And I was just like, y'all, I'm telling you, when Real Nice Nate kind of looked down with the relief that came over him, and it looked like he wanted to cry right then, but he held it together, I was so touched. Oh my God, just something about just the little, the acting in that scene just, and that child, that Real Nice Nate got in the car, when that nigga must have really let the floodgates open, and he was all sweaty and shit. I said, ooh, I done had one of them good relief cries, when you just so relieved, like, oh, it's over, and it turned out well for him. Anyway, so he's crying in the car, and he gets a call from his girl. He got to get himself together. But it's all business. Like, what's the DNA match? And she was like, well, damn, is that all you wanted? Okay, well, I'm going to give you this information, and I guess we probably need to go our own ways. And, there ain't no reason to try to take this any further. I was like, yes, victory! There's hope for Annalise and Real Nice Nate yet. So Nate calls Annalise, and he tells her that he has the results of the test. At the same time, we see Bonnie. She's finally made the decision. She's going to take a chance on happiness. She's signing the paperwork. She gets the paperwork, and she's walking it, I'm assuming, to HR to take it and turn it in. And she gets a call from Annalise. Okay, so then she actually ends up meeting with Annalise, and Annalise tells her everything that they know about Julie and this boy, how they thought that might be her son. However, the DNA did not match, but they believe that the boy is out there somewhere. He did not die. Bonnie is upset, like, Real Nice Nate told me that he didn't have the files. He destroyed the files. And Annalise was like, I know, but he didn't. And she was just like, well, why would he do this? And Annalise was like, well, he wanted you to get back something that you lost, like he did with his father. And Bonnie was like, please don't tell me you believe that. And Annalise was like, actually, I do. And that poor Bonnie just broke down crying. I mean, it just broke my heart the way she was crying. And Annalise just had her in her arms. And Annalise was like, listen. You don't even have to acknowledge any of this. If you want, we can forget about it. You can go on with your man, your newfound happiness, or we can try to find him. Whatever you want to do, I'm going to be here with you. I'm going to help you through it. And that Bonnie just cried like a baby in Annalise's arms. I was like, oh, Bonbon! Bonbon, don't cry. And then it goes back into the future, 1.5 months at the reception. We still trying to find Oliver. Child, Oliver still ain't surfaced, although he's probably around. Connor goes and asks Michaela, like, where's Oliver? She's all, like, I don't know, let me call. So she gets her phone, and she's calling. And she's like, hey, this is Michaela, give me a call when you can. And she hangs up, but she did not call Oliver. She called Real Nice Nate. And get this, Bonnie got Real Nice Nate's damn phone. I said, wait a damn minute now. Wait a fucking minute. Look, y'all, let me tell you something. If Bonnie Winterbottom killed Real Nice Nate, I'm gonna have a fucking problem with Bonnie for the rest. It's on site, y'all. I ain't gonna make it. Oh my god, if they kill Real Nice Nate, I am going to die. It best not be no damn Real Nice Nate in that motherfucking snow. That's all I know. Even though I still really do feel like it's a woman in that snow, but still. Child, if they kill that Real Nice Nate, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. All right, you guys, let me get off of here. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Rox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.